Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Brendan and welcome back to the channel. If you guys are new here, it is great to have you, and Bitcoin is getting ready for something big. Now the signs of this are slapping us right in the face. We can see that the volume is increasing, indicators and oscillators are moving downwards, but the price action isn't moving anywhere. Now we've seen this before, I've talked about this already a little bit on the channel, but I want to explain what I really think is happening on Bitcoin. Now I've drawn up this parallel channel on the chart today to kind of better explain where I think Bitcoin is going to move from here and how I think it's going to do it. So if any of that sounds interesting, make sure you guys stick around for the entire duration of the video, as there will be important information discussed the entire way through. But with that being said, let's go ahead and dive on into this one. So I want to first and foremost, again, talk about why I think Bitcoin is at such a weird spot. Now, something is coming. And in fact, when Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies tend to see this weird action where you have the volume that is starting to ramp up again, as we can see over here on this one-day chart, and at the same time, we have the price action not going anywhere. Now, this gets even weirder when we're looking at something like the indicators and oscillators. Here we have the MACD, which is pretty rapidly falling off all the way back into the bearish zone that it is already currently sitting at. And then, of course, the RSI, which has gone from, if we can highlight this, gone all the way from 85, almost 86, back down to a new low of 60, which is, again, almost a 26-point fall off in the relative strength index back into this neutral territory. Now, with something like this, we would expect to see some sort of a decent sell-off in the price action of Bitcoin, but yet here we are sitting at $11,000 and almost $600, just $300 or $400 below our swing high to the upside of the entire year so far, which is, again, incredible. So why is it that these indicators and oscillators are going downwards while the price action isn't moving anywhere? And especially when we have volume building on something like Bitcoin, it doesn't make any sense that it would just be sitting here, right? Now, the example I used in the previous video was looking at the past back in June, I believe it was June of 2019, when we saw this run up in price, and we actually saw something very similar to this, where we had the indicators and oscillators falling off, but we didn't see the price action going anywhere. So what we can notice and what we can see and deduct from when this has happened in the past, that this could very well be a bullish consolidation for Bitcoin. So if we're looking at this, I have gone ahead and drawn up this parallel channel, seeing that we have our first touch point of support over here, our second one over here, and then of course our first touch point of resistance over here. And we've kind of just trended around this area, testing this level of resistance for a little bit of time before we ultimately made our move down to the downside over here. Now, something important to notice here is that we have a heart line. A heart line is essentially just the middle of this parallel channel. So what we can see is that this actually, you already used it as resistance a good amount. Now, we did come back up close to the heart line. We didn't exactly touch it, at least not as cleanly as we did over in this area, but we did get pretty close to it before we started seeing a little bit of rejection. So it's very possible here that we could just very well continue trending in an upwards motion, but I think that it's also not something to overlook, that we could come back down into this area and it would make 100% complete and normal sense. It would be a textbook move, because what we'd have is ourselves coming back to this not once, not twice, but triple top resistance, bouncing off of this along with the 50 EMA, and of course the bottom of this channel being just below this area. So there is a ton of support on Bitcoin, extremely strong yearly support that, again, I believe Bitcoin is going to hold. And if it comes back down here, I think that we're going to see even more of a bounce. We've seen that when Bitcoin came back down into this area already, we had a 100% bounce in a week's time, and we barely fell at all. This was going from $12,000 down to about $10,500, and immediately we had this 100% retrace back to the upside, which if that doesn't say something about how the buyers are in this area, I'm not sure what to tell you. Now, again, I'm not saying that this has to stay this way and that can't change trends. Again, nothing is guaranteed, especially in the world of cryptocurrency and especially in the year of 2020. But this is a sign of bullishness for me. The fact that there was already a 100% retrace bounce off of support, and that we are consolidating in this area while volume is climbing and indicators are falling, we're still not going anywhere. If that's not a sign that as of right now in making this video, the bulls are in control, I'm not sure what is. And I want to make sure I make that clear in today's video. So That is kind of the gist of where we're at right now, and I want to talk about where I think we could be going to. So with Bitcoin, of course, I'm going to be looking at this heart line, but also some of these previous highs that we have over in here. Of course, at like 12,200, 3,100, and ultimately just around this 14,000, which is the previous monumental swing high that we have to go through. So if I'm looking in increments of where I think the projections to the upside could be, these are the levels. So of course we have the 3 swing highs over in here, and then we have the heart line, and of course the top of this channel, which will be past this 14K mark. This is actually going to be closer to the 17K previous swing high that we have over here from, when was this, like January of 2018, very, very beginning of January. So those are definitely some levels to look at. Nothing that I think is going to happen in the next day or week, or probably not even in the next month, but long-term targets of where I think Bitcoin could be moving towards, ever so slowly but surely, as I believe that we can continue this uptrend from here. So if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you guys drop a like, and I would love to hear what you guys have to say in the comment section down below. Do you guys agree with me? Do you guys disagree with me? Either way, I'd love to hear your guys' opinions, as I always find it insightful. One more thing, if you guys did enjoy the video enough to share it, maybe send this to someone who might need to hear this, or might even just enjoy the content itself. So once again, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.